Hello my dear and beloved folks, welcome to this video on World of Warships. In this video I want to show you how you can use the German Tier 10 battleship Kurfurst, specifically focused on the secondary battery build. Most battleships focus on dealing damage through the big guns on their main decks, but the Germans are kind of special in the game because they can also modify their loadout and focus the damage on their secondary battery, which is kind of an interesting way to play with this. So let's have a look at how it works in practice. Now, not much going on at the start. I can now see that there is Tier 9 German battleship heading my way, Friedrich der Große, so I'm kind of focusing my main guns at him, but he's very well angled, so even though I send him a greeting, it doesn't do much damage, as you will see. Anyway, you can see that the primary guns, they are more powerful and they have greater range, but they also reload quite slowly, as opposed to the secondaries, which now opened fire, and they fire almost immediately and almost non-stop if you are properly angled. I'm now hiding behind this island as not to overexpose myself, catching some fire, but that's okay. One fire is usually no trouble at all. And now I spot a Yamato that is basically broadside to my position, 15k away, so I'm trying to angle my guns his direction and sending one or two volleys in his direction, but I have to kind of turn behind this island in order to not run into it. Now I notice that this Tier 9 battleship is going full YOLO my way. He's just 6k away, which is very close in terms of battleship distances. And he's probably trying to ram me or something, so I'm peeking up out of the island and just showing enough of my broadside so that the guns can take aim and start shooting his way. You see, I've already lit him on fire with constant barrage from the secondary guns, and I've also immediately reverse thrust because I don't want to go into the middle of these islands, because that would be a very quick game. Now I notice this Massachusetts, my ally, is coming out of nowhere from the island. He had some rough time out there because he's barely clinging to life, but the Friedrich goes down, killed down by our cruiser, and now the question is, will the Massachusetts survive? He's just got 5k of life left, but I think he managed to get away despite the fire from enemy cruisers. So backing up a little bit behind the island again, not just to hide away from enemy fire, looking around, and I can see the Yamato again being 17k away from me, so aiming, angling my guns and sending 2 full volleys his way. Let's follow the trajectory here, see where it lands. Oh yep, and here we go. That's a very nice hit for almost 20k. I think he learned from that and angled his ship differently, not to expose himself so much. So, and now see the torps. There is a destroyer somewhere behind the island, and if I didn't shift course and kept going backwards, I'd be eating some torps right now. Thankfully, I kind of expected some sort of tomfoolery from the destroyer around these waters, so I was careful enough to dodge them, luckily. Okay, now the salvo at the Yamato, this time he only got 3k damage, nothing significant, so I'm kind of moving myself ahead to get a better range and in a better position, being mindful of the fact that there's a destroyer somewhere in here, so I'm trying to change the direction in which I'm swimming, and here they come, 4 torps out of the mist behind the island, so yeah, there's definitely a destroyer somewhere around here. Waiting for the Yamato to show up from behind the island. He probably thinks he's still in cover, probably thinks he's still safe. And there is the destroyer. So I mark him for my secondaries, and in the meantime aiming main guns at the Yamato, sending full volley his way, waiting to see what happens, and keeping an eye for the destroyer. Oh, and it's a hit for 31k damage, 2 citadel penetrations, and I'm right now nearing 100k damage. Keeping an eye for the destroyer. I know that he's somewhere in here and he's gonna deploy his torpedoes in my direction pretty soon, so I'm kind of changing the direction which I'm swimming to make it difficult for him to anticipate my movements. And in the meantime, playing with the cruisers here and there, sending a salvo just to try and get rid of them, because they seem to be quite heavily damaged, so it would be good to put them out of the play. And yeah, another set of torpedoes appears on the horizon, but this time these were probably fired from the cruiser, because they, luckily enough, vanish in front of my ship before they have a chance to hit. And then on 9 o'clock I can see a full spread of torpedoes coming from the destroyer. He's right there, 9 kilometers away, so again my secondaries open fire at him. I support that with a full barrage from main guns, but that small bastard got away for now at least. But yeah, I can't complain too much because I managed to dodge all the torps. I'm receiving some damage here from the cruisers, but they are not focusing one target. There's many of us here, which is great, so that you know, if you're alone against multiple cruisers, you can easily become prey of focused fire and go down, but that didn't happen this time. I can see that my colleagues and allies here have suffered some damage and are probably close to being removed from the game, but as we'll see, some of them will cling around for a bit longer. So yeah, trying to remove the cruiser here. He's getting it left and right, and here's the destroyer on my left flank. So we gotta get rid of him. He's only 9k away, so his torps could easily reach me, and the secondaries take care of that. That's how powerful they are. Now aiming some shots at a cruiser, but it's a long shot, and now I spot a Colorado on my left flank, not far away, eating some almost broadside salvo, because I only just became aware of him, and immediately I lock him down for my secondaries, which open fire, and I'm getting some hits right away. He's backing up into an island, which is not a very fortunate positioning for him. I'm angling myself even closer because I spot that there's also a Richelieu close to him, and I'm afraid to eat some broadside AP shells from him, but it appears that he is for some reason set on shooting HE shells, so he did start some fires, which I killed with my emergency team reusable consumable, so the fires go away. I'm still doing pretty well in terms of health at this stage, having over 114k damage. Secondaries punish the Colorado, who is now getting closer and probably trying to ram me, so I aim my main guns at the Richelieu, who I perceive as a bigger threat, and I do get some decent hits, but it's nothing earth-shattering. I'm waiting for the Colorado to see what he does, what his intentions are here. Staying a bit, keeping my distance short enough so that the secondaries can lay waste on him, but also I'm aware of not to closing the distance too short so that he doesn't ram into me, because ramming a tier 10 ship with a tier 7 ship, that's a pretty good deal, so I have to keep my distance here. And yeah, I'm helping with full salvo from the main batteries here, and yeah, he's gone. Now I can see that the Richelieu is trying to get away, so I'm angling my back batteries and firing to see if I can catch him broadside, and it could be a pretty good hit, but it's just like only 6k, not that big of a deal. So yeah, what do we have left? We have 4 ships. The enemy has also, and they have even 1 destroyer left, which is not great. Now Amagi shows up, and the Richelieu from behind the island. He's very badly angled at me, so it's kind of a shame that I can't take advantage of it. I didn't expect him to show up without preparation just like that. But yeah, I focus him with my secondaries, and I'm angling myself so that they have a nice angle and can punish him for being so close to me. He's trying to get away and angling himself, which he's doing a good job of. So if I now shoot the Bane guns at him, they only do very small damage, but nevertheless the secondaries are working and they are keeping constantly going on. As you'll see, his health pool is slowly draining away. I'm trying to support that with some main battery gun fire, but I don't expect many miracles here. He's very well angled, so yeah, just 4k here, nothing too significant. And now I'm on fire thanks to his secondaries, so I try to kill that, and I heal myself so that I get back to some decent health pool, and he's almost gone by now. I think the secondaries will finish him pretty shortly. Let's just see the hail of shells flying his way. Now the main guns here misfired terribly. That was some very bad aiming. And now I'm starting to get some feedback from my right flank, from my cruiser hidden somewhere in the mist, but I'm really far away, and there goes the Richelieu. Now on the right side, right behind the island here, there's an Amagi in very close quarter combat with our Massachusetts or some other BB, and he is not aware of me, so he's turning, he's trying to kill the other BB, but he shows me full broadside, which I obviously have to punish with some main battery fire. Here it goes, bam bam, and he dies. And yeah, that's now I can see the damage has stopped over 200k. Unfortunately, my colleague Massachusetts is gonna vanish behind the waves pretty shortly, because he's being focused by that cruiser and by that destroyer. There he goes. And so there's just one destroyer behind the island. I'm thinking I could probably lure him into doing something stupid as to try and attack me, where I would have a chance to smash him with the secondaries, or maybe have a lucky hit, but I wait for him to emerge from around the island, and there he goes, and he just pushes the invisibility button and is just freaking gone. So yeah, no luck this time. They're gonna win on points. Nothing I can do about that, because chasing a DD in a battleship is just not very healthy. And that's pretty much it for the game. As you can see, the secondary build is very viable. Don't disregard your main guns, they are still pretty powerful. But the secondaries, I just love it. When something shows up a bit below 12k radius, they get hammered and they just want to get away from that as soon as they can. So it's a very good defensive mechanism that can also be used offensively. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope to see you here soon. Cheers!